Hello everybody, welcome to the sound test room. Today we are taking a look at Quantum. So Quantum is about to get an update in a couple of days, I think it's a few days, not long. The update is completely and 100% free for anyone who already owns Quantum. So if you haven't got Quantum and you like the look of this, I'll put links in the description below. Please go and buy it. It's a great app. It's incredible. You can add loads of these sequence blocks here. I did another video sort of setting up and getting started, so you can find that sound test room Quantum if you search that on YouTube. But I just wanted to show you some of the cool stuff you can do. Now you can see it's had a nice new user interface, much more modern. You can now also input MIDI via your MIDI keyboard, so you can input the notes via your keyboard if you want to. As loads of other cool stuff that's been added to it and stuff like that, and improvements and fixes and things and all sorts of cool stuff. But basically it's still the same app, so if you know how to use the original, you'll be fine with this. Okay, so how have I got this set up? I'll show you. I have Quantum in here. The volume will do nothing because Quantum isn't generating any sound itself. It's receiving MIDI information. And I have two SynthMaster Ones here, a Galileo, a Ruismaker, an XOX. These two aren't connected to Quantum. These are running independently on their own. I also have a Tynes, a Clevgran Tynes here that is being controlled by Quantum. And also a Galileo, another Galileo too, which is being controlled by my MIDI keyboard. So routing is pretty simple. What I shall do here is save this session as Quantum. And if anybody who's a Patreon already, the session will be available in the AUM sessions folder, in the reboard section bit, you know, where there are another 32 sessions, AUM sessions to grab. Anyway, here we go, look. So this is routed to my Oxygen keyboard and nothing else. Okay. Tynes is routed to Quantum. Okay. Now, the thing to remember here, when you're routing to Quantum, whichever sequencer you wanted to play, you want to route the channel filter to that sequence. So I've got this routed to number 4, and Ruismaker is routed to XOX, so the XOX is playing Ruismaker. And then Galileo here is routed to Quantum also, but to channel 3, MIDI channel 3. Quantum is just there just because it's easier to jump back to it. And then obviously this is routed to SynthMaster One, is routed to Quantum also, but all to channel 1. And then to channel 2, we nip back to Quantum. Here you'll see that I've selected number 1, and if I go to along the top here, it says channel, you will see it's MIDI channel 1 all the way. Now I can set individual sequences for individual MIDI channels. If I go to 2 here, channel 2, you'll see that if I choose channel, you'll see it's 2. And again for this number 3, if I choose channel, you'll see it's 3. So you'll see 1, 2, 3. And then to change page, just touch page at the top here. And this is where Tynes is going to. And you'll see I've slightly shortened the length here. You basically do this where it says end, you hold a little 11, and then you hold where it says end, and you can choose where the sequence ends. And what will happen is it'll get to this point and then run backwards. You may also notice that it says a little CH under the C3. You can ignore the C3. The little CH means it's playing a chord. To set a chord, all you need to do is tap on the little chord button. I've muted it there. How do I set chords now? Can't remember. Anyway, I'll remember in a minute and show you. It's easy. Oh yeah, just tap on the little grey button, and you can see where it says chords. I've chosen chords there, and then all I need to do is tap on that, and I can choose the chord that I want, just that one step to play. And I went through and chose a chord for each of those. Okay, so that's how you set it up. But I do show people how to set this up in my other Quantum video. And that will be the same. That will be the same kind of thing. So let's see. Now you'll also notice that is muted. Let's go back to page 1. And this is soloed, and I've got those two muted. So when I start Quantum off, which I'm going to do now, well, actually I'm not. I'll do, because I've got it linked up, but I want to control quantum on its own. So I'm going to let this start. And you'll hear that that's playing XOX is playing the Ruismaker. I'll just turn that up a little tiny bit. Okay, so that's the only thing that I'm going to switch on from AUM. Go back to quantum and I'll press play. And that's playing the first SynthMaster on channel 1. We can go back to note. So you can see I have this set up in A minor pentatonic. I can individually set the different sequence blocks to different scales and keys. But on my highlighted page here, my highlighted sequence block, if I tap this little star down here, it changes the page and you can see different things that you can do, etc, etc. All you see is an A minor pentatonic. We can double tap that and then we can choose our scale for whatever you want. You could double tap that and then choose which scale you'd like, and then you choose the key, etc, etc. Too much to go into in one hit, but you get the idea. So I'm just going to bring in the other instruments now as well. Okay, right. So let's go and have a look at quantum. We can do that like that, can't we? That's why I put it there. You know. So you can like let me just let's play that. You can make this, actually, which is the one that's playing all over the place? This is better. Better to show you on this one, actually. Okay. What you can do, you can get the sequence to play in all sorts of cool ways as well. So each individual sequence. And like I said, you know, if you go to this page where what is playing, you'll see that it says BRN. That's because that Heinz is playing in like Brownian style, but you can just set it to go forward and it'll track forward. But I just wanted to show you this page because you can, how to add a new, you can just like add default sequence 5, or you can clone other sequences. Then you could set this up to play something else as well. I'm just going to leave that on mute. Now this sequence here, if we tap on this, let's choose the one. You can see that it's going forward, but if I, like I said, I can change the loop by just okay, and I can do the same at the start. Got to get it on the thing. And you can do this as a performance thing as well. But I can randomize how it plays. And you can see on this one, it's only playing a note. But there's all sorts of like cool stuff you can do with each of these settings, you know. They have slides, you can tie, you can set each individual one to play like more than once, so let's have that one playing 3. When it actually hits it on there. If we have it track forward, let's do this one with this as well. Some of these. And this one. Like a ratcheting. And you can stop and start each one individually as well. So yeah, I mean, you know, let me just as well also what I shall do is I'll just save that session. You can also get it to play MIDI out as well, so you can get it to play external hardware. You can get it to play external hardware and stuff like that. I mean, there's so much cool stuff you can do. Like I said, here you can do the scales from here. You can lock everything. You can draw as you like, or you can have it set as link and then just do the whole thing together. Then you can randomize, and you can choose all sorts of stuff, you know. Randomize it like this. You can set the time, you can set the swing. Each time you do this, these are what are controlling different things. You can see down here the percentages. So percentages for swing sort of thing on each individual actual sequence, you know. It's fabulously in depth and controllable. You have just so much control over all sorts of other stuff. It's just epic. this is Quantum. This is the update. The update is free if you're already on Quantum. I know a lot of you already do, so you're gonna probably love this. You also can if you want to go back into, I think you can go back into the old style UI if you want to, but personally I think I like this. The old style UI was very old looking and people were saying, yeah, love it, but the UI needs sorting out, So I personally liked the old one. I actually said in the last video, but this is very nice. It's easy on the eyes. Yeah, so basically there's too much to go into in one video. It's deep, but it's easy to get going. It's not hard to set up, especially if you just start with one sequence and mess around with it and find out what you can do. You can humanize it. You can mute individual channels. You can pick individual. You can sort out your control changes and stuff in Midi. You can set gate lengths. You can, like I said before, you can change the channel, the velocities. You can set different velocities for every single note. It's so cool. You tap on any of the little grey switches and you have all these controls. I mean, any of the grey switches. You can choose it to be either a chord or you can have it latched, or you can. It's so deep. It's so deep. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, consider becoming a Patreon. And yeah, Quantum, new update coming very, very soon. A couple of days, I think, this week sometime, I think. If you're watching it, if you're watching it in a few days, probably already out. But like I said, if you've already got it, it's a free update anyway. Okay, I'll see you guys later. Ta-ra.